Hi LuAnn, this is Mike from Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine, and this is your Singer 201, and this is the final test that we're going to video for you. And in the video, we'll go over the various controls. You might already be familiar with this machine, but just in case there's anything you had questions about, we'll try to cover everything. We're going to start by winding a bobbin, and you'll find your bobbin below the slide plate, and it just lifts right out. No bobbin case. Got some thread on there, so I'm going to pull that thread off. Start with some new, fresh thread. So, to wind a bobbin, put your thread on the spool pin that's down by the bobbin winder. Go into the bobbin winder tensioner between the discs and into your bobbin from the inside out through the little hole. A little hole in either side that's really made for the keeper pin on the bobbin winder. Hold your thread and put several wraps on it just to hold the thread in place while your bobbin winds. Now with the thread going on over the top this way, put your bobbin on the bobbin winder and turn the rubber tire until the pin clicks into that little keeper hole that I was talking about. Push your bobbin winder down until it makes contact with the hand wheel, and this little finger will drop into the bobbin there, and that'll follow your thread as it fills, and when your bobbin gets full, it'll push this thing up and turn off the bobbin winder so you don't get a big mess of thread there. Declutch your machine by turning the chrome knob in the center of the hand wheel towards you, 1/8 of a turn or so, until you feel it hit its stop. And now your hand wheel can spin and wind the bobbin without the whole machine cycling. So here we go. No reason to go fast. That should be enough for our test. Click off the bobbin winder by flipping that little finger up. Reclutch your machine by tightening the knob in the center of the hand wheel. With the thread coming off the bobbin in this direction, drop your bobbin in the bobbin race, and there's a little slot in the side here that your thread's going to go into. You pull it until you feel it click under that little leaf spring, and then you'll feel a little bit of drag on your thread when you pull it, and that's your lower tension. To thread the machine, put your thread on the spool pin. Go into this upper thread guide at the top, directly between the discs of the tension assembly. Go all the way around and catch the check spring here. And then keep pulling until your thread comes all the way up into this notch at the top of the tension assembly. Then when you pull up on your thread, you'll see the check spring move. Go through your take-up lever from right to left, then go into the thread guide on the faceplate, the thread guide on the bushing here, down to the thread guide on the needle clamp. Then this machine threads from right to left, from the inside of the machine towards to the out. Which is contrary to most modern machines, which either thread from left to right or from front to back. This one, as you see, threads this way. Holding your thread loosely, turn your hand wheel towards you one full revolution, and the needle will take the thread down, wrap it around the bobbin, and bring up your lower thread. Put your thread between the toes of the presser foot towards the back of the machine, and we're ready to sew. So this is some denim, a double layer of denim. I've sewn some other test samples on it. Lower your presser foot by dropping the lever on the back of the machine. And this is your stitch length lever. To stitch in the forward direction, you go down from the center position, and the further down you go from the center line, the longer and longer your stitches will get. From the center line going up, your stitches will get longer and longer, except in reverse. So we're going to go down to roughly 12 stitches per inch, and that's a good ballpark for medium fabric. Might want a little longer stitch for something really heavy duty. You might want a shorter stitch for something more delicate, but good ballpark for start out is 12, and then just adjust it as you see fit, depending on how your seam looks. This is your tension, and on this machine I set it up so your tension will be at about 2.5 or 3 for regular fabric. You may want a little more for heavier fabric, a little less for lighter fabric. This is the pressure adjuster for your sewing foot. The further down you crank it, the more pressure there will be on your fabric. That's good for heavy fabric. For a little lighter fabric, you might want to back it off a little bit. This is your light switch here. I'm not going to turn it on right now because it's not helpful when you're making a video. And, oh yes, underneath there is a little finger knob. You'll see it. It looks a lot like this knob on your faceplate, except a little bit bigger. And that is your feed drop. Screw it all the way out, your feed will drop, and then you'll be able to move your fabric without the feed dogs moving the fabric. So I guess we're ready to sew here. Go for a little longer stitch length. Forward, reverse, forward, reverse, forward. That's about it. Not a lot of not a lot of setup to do on this machine. When you oil your machine, you should use a good quality sewing machine oil. Some people swear by Tri-Flow, and I guess it's okay. I've never tried it. But do not use household oils like 3-in-1 or WD-40 or something like that, because they won't protect your machine, and as they dry out and build up on the parts, it gums up, not like a well-refined sewing machine oil. If you sew all day, every day, oil your machine every couple of days. If you sew a couple hours a day, a couple times a week, maybe once a month or every 2 months, oil your machine. And if you just use it on rare occasions, and bring it out of the closet to patch your pants or to do a special project, if the machine hasn't been oiled in 3 months, go through and oil it all, because the oil does evaporate, and you need that thin film of oil for your parts to ride on. Otherwise, they're grinding against each other. And your user manual, I'll send you an online user manual an on-screen user manual that has an oiling chart that shows you all the points to oil your machine. The grease tubes, put Singer motor grease in them once a year. It's important that you use the right kind of motor grease, because it's temperature sensitive. There's a wick inside each one of these two tubes here that draws the oil up to lubricate the motor shaft. And if you don't have the right oil, it won't melt at the right temperature and get drawn up like it should. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So if you have come across this video somewhere else on the internet, follow the link and got here. We are Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine, and we restore vintage sewing machines. We're on Stagecoach Road out here in the Coast Range of Oregon. So we are stagecoachroadsewing.com. And if you come out to our website, you'll see hundreds and hundreds, literally, of beautiful machines that we've restored over the last 25 years. We lost actually 10 years of machines in a tragic computer crash. But still, you'll see hundreds and hundreds of machines, and you'll see views from all sides, and probably a little bit of information about the machine. It's a cool place to just come and scroll through and look at all the pretty machines. But at the top of the page, there are usually several machines, restored, beautiful machines that are for sale, and you can take them home to your sewing room. So again, we are stagecoachroadsewing.com, and we'll see you there.